much. I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great. Nice to be here.
Thank you so much for coming on. I know this is like, I've been wanting, bye, thank you. I know this is something that I've heard little bits of you talk about, and I'm just like, I wanted personally to just pick your brain about, but I was like, let's go live because we can have this conversation and other people can benefit from learning as well. So
That's the best. It's the best approach for sure. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm really excited to share this.
Also, I'd love if you could like introduce yourself to my audience and just share a little bit about what you do, a little of your background.
Okay, so I mean, at the first and forefront, I've always like really cherished my health, and I've noticed in the past in recent years, there's been a lot of technology upgrades, and I've been like, hey man, I've been getting sick from all these, like, we're electrical beings, you know, we're absorbing all these radiation, Wi-Fi messaging systems, signals, electromagnetic, you know, they're running through us. And so it's causing distorted, disharmonic, you know, states of being, you know, dis-ease, if you will. And I was like, man, not today. You know, I'm working out, I'm getting in my greens, I'm doing all these things and like getting sick, you know, like, no thanks. So what happened is I found there's things that can ameliorate the radiation. And then I found something that can amplify these things. And so I started making these pyramids, which are basically, you know, scalar wave devices. They're energy harmonization devices. Just quickly, they're harmonization devices. If you have a cell phone tower, Wi-Fi radiation, these are going to pull in that and transmute it. It's going to just, you know, the general area around you is going to be more harmonious. And that's the way it is. And we can get into that later. But I started making these devices for people's healing and stuff. And so I was like, you know, what can we make? How do we make a really strong device? And, you know, I found like magnetite and sand is good. Copper is good. Shungite's good. But I also found this ingredient, which is like the life force particle. It's called Ormus. Okay. It's called the manna in like Bible texts, you know. And, you know, this Ormus basically is, you know, giving life to the plants and, you know, us as living beings. So, anyway,
I had never heard that word before you. So, if you could just say, yeah, Ormus. I don't know if anyone knows that word yet. So, yeah, just, I know we're going to be talking about it a little. Okay, Ormus. Mm-hmm.
Ormus. So it's orbitally rearranged monatomic elements. And so what it is that instead of just straight gold or straight silver or whatever, copper, as a particle, it's just single particle. So it's got all those, you know, spooky type attributes, we'll say. And so, but what we found is once we find, you know, these elements and we can put them in our soil and grow them, all the, you know, plants that we're going to eat, you know, from the soil up, you know, and then into us, the bioavailability of the Ormus is just pristine in, you know, stuff like grapes, carrots, stuff that's in the ground, the soil. And, you know, I found that Purium, they grow in volcanic soil. And so there's carbon elements there that cause the Ormus to be created in the soil, okay? And then it's being absorbed by the plants and then by us. This is the life force happening. Put my phone back up here. But yeah, I wanted to try the Purium products, and I have, but the carrot, for some reason, this hybrid plant, the carrot, which is a root plant, you know, right next to the soil in a cylindrical fashion. So if you know a little bit about, you know, geometry, it's gonna, you know.
Look at that vibrant color.
Super vibrant color. It's almost like it's got white gold powder in it mixed with this orange. It's such a creamy color. And yeah, I've been using it to supplement with Ormus. And so, you know, I've been feeling more like, you know, more fruitful, if you will. I'm going to make some right now.
Yes. I feel like this product is actually an under talked about, you know, in the line of Purium, we have about 70 superfoods. And, you know, definitely we hear all about the greens and all about the gut repair, you know, the Fulvic and Humic, and we hear all these things, but the carrot is so under talked about. So I love when you got excited when you saw, you know, you sent me a message and you were just like, blah, 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 you know, like it was just like all this amazing information. And I was like, wow, I never heard anyone talk about the carrot juice. I know I've been feeling amazing since I started adding it in. I mean, I think my all around all of the Purium products, they have a vibration. They have I don't know that much about kind of frequency foods, but I know how I feel. And I've always felt extremely heightened, you know, on my vibrations since consuming these foods on the regular. And the carrot, like particularly, I really just the color of it, like how it feels in my body, all of it. So yeah, I would love to hear from someone who knows a little bit more about frequency and then all this Ormus and stuff, like a little, how you feel about these superfoods.
I mean, the superfoods are amazing. And somebody, if you guys want to really get into Ormus, Ken Rolla, I'll type him out here. He's got some great, you know, presentations. Ken Rolla for Ormus. He's amazing. But he'll teach you how to even, you know, grow your crops with Ormus and really understand what's going on with Ormus. But I want to just share this little, this is from academia.eu. And so the results for, you know, these Ormus grown elements, they have the gold, silver, platinum, palladium, rhodium, all these special metals, you know, that are in advanced technology dating back to biblical times. You know, they're termed as this, but the results are optimized growth, higher quality of the vegetable, increased crop productivity, reduced water needs, and more. And we'll just go down to the bottom here real quick. These guys are growing these pumpkins with all these Ormus. Look how big those pumpkins are.
Wow.
They're ripping out of the ground. And it says here, if you get a healthy, fast-growing plant, you have no problems on the fields. We never spray chemicals on our field. We don't need them. Best pumpkin harvest in 50 years.
Wow.
So, I mean, this is essentially what Purium's doing. They got volcanic soil. They're growing your carrots. They're using methods from the sun and the wind to, you know, you're not getting rid of any of the Ormus in the stuff in here. It's all there. So this is an Ormus product right here, better than, you know, this is $30. You can get a vial for this small, and that'll just hijack your superconductivity, give you increased manifestations and all that stuff. But this is going to stay in your system, and it's not going to get you out of balance because you have too much superconductivity, too much manifestation power, I'll say. You could end up with something, you know, nightmarish quickly if your thought forms aren't trained.
Well, exactly. I think, you know, definitely I've noticed increased manifestation since consuming these foods. Absolutely. And I've seen it happen time and time again. And some people don't even know they're equating, like they're not even kind of like in tune enough to know it's because they're consuming the food. They're just like, suddenly everything is happening in my life. And I'm like, it's the food, you know, it's absolutely. And, you know, you said about the volcanic ash, and I want to add, because I met Dave and he spoke at length about the volcanic ash and the soil and how they use alfalfa for, you know, 10 years to like really make sure that everything is pulled, like the alfalfa helps to nourish the soil and pull out things. And it's just like so much emphasis on the quality of the soil. And, you know, that's just amazing to have companies like that are, and like what you're sharing about this pumpkin, because, you know, the world needs to know that we, and also with the seeds themselves, you know, I know Dave goes at length. He started the whole line with heirloom Camus wheatgrass from ancient Egypt. And I know how much you're influenced by it as well, like ancient Egypt. So that's so much alignment there.
There's probably more Ormus in that Camus. And, you know, it brings me back to processed food. Like, what's even in there? There's like, you're getting nothing. There's no Ormus in there. That may even be pulling some of the minerals, which are going to create Ormus eventually, out of your system. And that's why they're creating all this disharmonic, you know, patterns of consciousness, if you will. I like to use broad terms. Sorry if they sound big.
No, I mean, I think we're all on this wavelength, people who are following us here. So, yeah.
Okay, so more on the Ormus. Here is a little example of what Ormus can do. This is sprouting of seeds inside the freaking plant already because it wants to just grow.
Yes.
Look at that.
Wow.
Sprouting
Yes,
creates
so
Ormus.
so much life force.
Sprouting creates Ormus. Now let's talk about that a little bit. When we're doing our
Yes.
sprouts and we're putting them, in our bodies, we're doing those, you create your sprouts. It's like a 10-day cycle, right? That's an Ormus protocol right there. And that's why it's so good and powerful. Healing.
Well, even the grains that are in the power shake are all sprouted before they're pulverized. So they're raw dehydrated to preserve that living life force.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, really, I feel the difference, ever since going raw. I did it in my story today. I show, a cooked carrot and a raw carrot. It's like, why is this better for your body? Well, a carrot, you could plant it in the ground it'll grow, and a cooked carrot is dead. So we're denaturing. And so even not to go even to the extent of, because processed food is just garbage. It's literally like you said, blocking our nutrition absorption and pulling the vital minerals away from our body and blocking the absorption. But cooked foods, even just denaturing the food, it's right. Like
You're changing the chemical composition and the properties and the attributes. Even like Ormus is very, what's the word? Not as stable as one would hope to be, So when you heat it up, that's why they pasteurize milk and stuff like that. When they give it to the babies, they grow big, right? So you pasteurize the milk, it's devoid of any of the beneficial bacteria, etc. That's just one example.
Yeah.
But I want to show real quick. Here's your quick, example of walnuts with and without Ormus. So
Wow.
you can just grow volcanic soil on the right, and you got yourself bigger yields, more minerals. The flavor is even better, It's just like, just want to share that.
Oh, I really want, because right now our focus is, we're building this business, and with the why is that we're going to be, regenerating soil. And I think so many of us are, waking up to creating self-sustainable communities and, ecosystems that we could. And I just think this is such important information for everyone who's listening, what we're capable. So when you say how are these farmers applying the Ormus? Is that the volcanic ash that's creating the Ormus, or?
So some of the stuff in the volcanic ash, think about it. There's iron magnetite in the eruptions of the volcano and all the ash and stuff. So there's going to be different mineral composition, paramagnetic, if you will, type attributes they have to them, and it just creates that life force particle in the nearby, we'll use a big word here, dielectrics. This means anything that can hold memory. It's like water. It's like wax, resin, wood is a dielectric. Any of these things in the soil that are kind of like insulators, they'll hold that energy, but they'll transfer it out to anything is, life, that needs life, basically.
I love that Jan Kizorg. So Mason is here too. He's saying Green Power Lodge, let's get it. Yes. If you've seen the movie The Need to Grow with Michael Smith, that he talks about how to create biochar, which is like the volcanic ash. It's that's what we all need to be doing for sure.
Yep, that's one way to do it. Gosh, I can't remember for some reason. There's a stuff called Pro-EM1 that's made out of molasses, right?
Okay.
It's like, from straight from the ground, basically, high mineral substance, you know what I mean? Molasses. Everyone says, oh, it's got so much iron, it's got all this stuff in it, And so all you do is you vortex it in a magnetic field, you add that to your soil, and you got Ormus plants just like that.
Awesome. And someone's asking, can it be used for growing marijuana? I'd imagine so.
Absolutely, because you're growing crystals at some point there in the cannabis plant, and so if you're giving it high Ormus minerals like Pro-EM1 or volcanic ash or stuff like that, it's going to grow bigger, and that's how the orgonite works too. Is it's helping accumulate those energies in the nearby area so that the plants can receive it. It's basically like it's a form, I'll say, it's a form of it's like a non-visible broad spectrum of sunlight. You know what I'm saying? Like non-polar energy that just gives life,
Yes. And that's why also things grown in sunlight have a higher vibration. They're taking in that Ormus and that the energy from the sun. I know mushrooms grown in sunlight contain, you know, you can get vitamin D only from mushrooms grown in sunlight, not from mushrooms not grown in sunlight.
I mean, yeah, think about it, because you know they need that first motion of element to make that happen. You know, they need the sunlight, and then they can produce it in the mushroom. You know.
Yeah. And what about Fulvic and Humic? Like, so I know that's what we use for repairing the gut, but I think you can almost, it's like what we could also heal the soil with, you know, like our gut is the soil, and adding these, I think Fulvic and Humic, do you know the origin of that, how it's created?
They come from volcanoes. It comes
Okay,
from
that's what I
volcanoes
thought.
in the earth, just like shilajit resin come from deposits in the earth. And they have that humic and fulvic acid that, you know, clears out heavy metals and toxins and stuff like that, you know? So
Mm-hmm.
it's all in this same book, different chapter, you know?
Yeah, it's all, you know, it's like once you start healing yourself and realizing the powers we have within and just around just what is grown from the earth, it's all, we have all the answers. We have everything we need.
I feel that. I feel that. Yeah. So the other thing I want to talk about is this stuff too. This stuff's really interesting.
Oh yeah, how do you feel on that?
This stuff's really cool. Definitely a lot of energy. I know that like the beet has some sort of like, it's like a oxidation process. I'm not saying that right, but it helps like move oxygen to the muscles.
Yes.
That's what I meant to say.
Yes.
And so it would help move it throughout the body, is like maybe a vasodilator, perhaps.
Yes.
Action like that would increase blood flow to the brain, and that's going to
Yes.
help out a lot. But yeah, I
It's
noticed
like,
there's like cool ingredients in this too I wanted to talk about.
yes, yes.
Um,
It's my happy juice. It just makes like, it's like I come alive every single time. I mean, no matter how kind of like, it's, as soon as I drink this, it just like it goes through my veins. And I know there's a slight amount of coffee berries, but I know it's not the caffeine that's doing it. Like you said,
no,
it's
it's
the
not.
beets and all these
That's the
other,
last ingredient anyway.
exactly.
So coffee berry also helps with like, you know, gastro elimination, you know? So maybe that's why it's on there. I notice a lot of Purium products help with like, let's clear the gut out and let's facilitate a positive bacteria environment, you know, because the gut is the feel center, you know, it's your feel center straight up. So if you're feeling good in your
Yeah.
belly, you're going to be, you know, emanating that energy. So if you have stagnant waste in there, you need to get it out. And so that's why Purium's throwing in stuff like the rice bran, the coffee, etc. I mean, there's so much stuff. But yeah, this has like coconut water in there, so it's like that's gonna hydrate you. And then there's ginseng root, eleuthero root. So there's adaptogens and all these different things in here.
Yeah.
Maca root, that's gonna help, you know, with like hormonal, like testosterone production, even, you know. So in
Yeah.
males especially.
And the cordyceps, incredibly adaptogenic
Mm-hmm.
mushroom, they're in there as well. And also it's got moringa,
I wanted to
which,
talk about the berry, if you know anything about it. The low Huango berry or something.
yeah. So that berry is actually what we use in all of our, you know, as a sweet, it's like, it's our sugar substitute. So there's no, it's not
Okay.
sugar. That's why all our products we can say are sugar free. It's just the Lohan Guan berry, which it's, you know, it's a really sweet berry. And the sugar, they say that is the best replacement of sweetener on like that you can find. So that's without, you know, that's the best one. It's also known as monk fruit in some other
Oh, that's what it
products.
is. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm aware of what that is. That's
Okay.
really cool. Um,
So I think
that's
it's more
definitely
for
delicious.
yeah, it's definitely more for the flavor. I don't know. I don't know of the like the health benefits of it necessarily, but you know, Dave is really careful with every ingredient he does put in. And even our things that say, you know, sometimes there's an ingredient that says, you may see it on the Appleberry Power Shake, that it's like natural apple flavor. It's
Hmm.
not the way that other companies do natural flavoring. Like he goes at length to talk about how they extract flavor from the fruit and not a synthetic or MSG kind of, you know, it's not made in a lab at
So
all.
it's like a local apothecary vibe with like pure intention from the heart, basically.
Yes, Dave is
Straight up.
pure heart led, and really this company, he created this from a download from source, and it led him to study the ancient Egyptian health practices, and what he found was that even in the tombs, these high pharaohs were buried with their camus seed, with their wheatgrass, and that's how important the
That's how
wheatgrass
sacred
was.
it is.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Now I want to look into that a little more about that camus powder.
Oh, it is so good. I love wheatgrass. I used to be drawn to it at different times in my life. I'm like, oh, I know there's something powerful, but having it on, first of all, having the access to it like we do at our fingertips is just next level. And the creaminess, like for people who don't like wheatgrass because it's so bitter, I mean, there's something really like when you froth like like you say, like you're saying like the living food, it sprouts and stuff. Like when you just put it a second in the blender, it's going to, you can tell it's living food because it starts to like foam, like it like comes alive, and
It
you
reacts, it's like effervescent almost, like there's a life,
yes,
coming out of it.
yes.
Yeah, that's one of the things I get amped about. It's just great. Like you can get some pure water, you throw some stuff in it, mix it up, and it's got everything that was originally intact in the fruit or the vegetable.
Yeah.
And you can taste it. I mean, like I've tried other, we'll just go the wheatgrass way, tastes like they have pesticides in them or something. They're like soapy or something. I don't know what it is, but they're not good.
Yeah. Yeah. As you get more clean, you really do taste the difference of like, you taste quality. I tried some other powders as well, just to kind of compare what's on the market. And I taste pesticides. I'm like, I just taste like it's just, there's a chemical aftertaste or something, in some of the other foods. And I find, if you try that camus, have you tried it yet?
I haven't had it yet.
Oh my God. It's just like,
Not plain, at least.
It's like heaven. Like you just like, your body is so, you feel it on, I think with all of the superfoods, like your body will tell you if it's right. Your body's like, it wants more of it. And it's just, you can feel your cells come alive when you have good quality, high vibrational food.
Facts.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, I love the can't beat this and carrot mixed together. Have you tried that yet?
Yeah, that's what I'm having right now. I'm about to finish it up.
It's so good.
It's so good. I already finished the cocoa hydrate. I've already finished one thing of carrot juice. Me and my bro Steven tried it out at the island the other day. So we just brought Purium products to the island in a gallon of distilled water. We spent all day on the island just like living, and it was just great. So they're really important. They're great for like trips, bushcraft, whatever. There's just...
Yes, that's huge, because especially even for like people who are van living or on the road, there's not, you can't bring
get a juicer.
You can't, no. And you're not going to buy $14 juice from some crappy, like Whole Foods having whole pressed juices. You don't know that the quality of the ingredients, how, it's just like, there's so much crap out there that people are like buying, and they don't realize at your fingertips, you could have it for $1 a day. When you break it down, the affordability, and also that the packaging is home compostable hemp resin. That's huge.
My biggest thing, and this is probably for anyone, is the time you save,
Oh yeah.
The time you save, and you don't have to skimp on quality at all. Like if you can save time and not cut corners, but just the time, that's a win-win for everyone, man. I swear.
And you can't have the true health benefits come with the consistency, right? It's not like, oh, I have a wheatgrass shot every few days, or
I'm
like
good.
No. It's like, no, this has to be on the daily. You should be eating more superfoods than, because let's be real. I mean, what people call real food right now is not food. There's like, our body doesn't recognize it as food. And we should be consuming, like you said, you were on the island all day eating this. I mean, this is real food. I have a friend who lived for over 100 days on just Purium. She actually got her fertility back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because you're spending less time processing all these, so a lot's coming in right now. So you're spending a lot of time processing all of these like down factors, as well as like, okay, so I'm eating this, but it's going to cause this, yeah, there's a little benefit, but then I got to clean my gut out or something like that. And that's like a huge disturbance, you know?
Yep. Yep.
But if you just get the pure stuff in there, you don't got to mess around, you know? All you're going to do is find out that you're feeling good.
Yes. Yes, Lori. She's saying I'm stocking up on Purium. Yes, it is worth stocking up, you know, especially as we head into winter. We want to be bolstering our immune systems. You know, we want to be having food on hand in case there's, you know, we never know. I love that Purium is shelf stable for 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
Like, that's... Like, you don't have to worry. Like, you can invest today, like, 2 years worth of Purium and, like, pretty much, you know, and, like, oh, my God, just have the best stockpile ever. Like, if you just have a Purium something, like, once a day, oh, man, this is about getting back into balance and creating those structured pattern programs of consciousness every day into your life.
Yes.
And letting go of what doesn't serve you anymore, you know. And with the manifestation power of the carrot juice, like, getting your body amped up on this superconducting Ormus from the volcanic soil. It's all organic, et cetera, et cetera. It literally helps you manifest. And then one more thing I want to talk about, since we're talking about manifestation and, like, you know, like even like, you know, living in the city and radiation and stuff like that.
Yes.
So you can use organite and stuff like that. And that's all good and cool. And I've also made this stuff called GANs that rids yourself of radiation. But this other thing, Purium cells, is Fulvix Zeolite. And so zeolite is this really cool thing. It's a consumable, basically, mineral. It's like the shungite stone that ameliorates radiation. You can literally take the Fulvix Zeolite, which I'm going to totally take right now.
Yeah, I started with this. Yes.
It will rid your body of the radiation symptoms, you know, all that, you know, cancer energy, basically.
Absolutely. It helps also when you're removing heavy metals. And, you know, you're also, first of all, I know with the energy, with EMF, it definitely, like you were, like, you know, you're an expert on that with conductivity. It makes us less conductive, but also the, you know, our mood. Like, we don't realize that heavy metals accumulate in our body and create all kinds of mood disorders, anxiety. And that is a huge, like, when I noticed, I started taking that when I first got my ULT. I had it in with my first experience. And I'm telling you, I used to suffer with anxiety and mental health issues, like so bad. And as soon as I mean, it just lifted everything. It was like the clouds parted and I felt in control of my mood, my thoughts. And absolutely the manifestations, wow.
Yeah, I mean, I'll talk about parasites for a little bit just because, like, that's kind of, you know, relevant. It's like parasites, you know, they kind of like take up real estate in your body and stuff. And so when you're disconnected or that energy center is disharmonized, like, that's like that parasitic type energy, like draining you of your natural state of being, which is to be happy, by the way.
Yes.
That's just the way that we're programmed to be, is happiness. So when you're destroying the parasites using, you know, Fulvix Zeolite, Fulvix stuff, getting rid of the toxins and using the Ormus to, you know, rehabilitate the body back to the original aboriginal state of being we're all supposed to be in, you know, you're taking back your real estate, you're taking back your energy, and it's just monumental for your health. I'll just say, I'll stop right there.
Well, the Parasite Cleanse, I'm going to be starting on the 20th. So I'm starting in a few days. I've been preparing my body. I've been about 90% raw and living the ULT for the past, like, you know, since the first of the month. I'm constantly living it, but, you know, I go deeper when I feel that I want to do some, just some cleaning house, you know, and really amping up. And yeah, this is like so exciting because the more I learn about parasites and how they control our thoughts and our cravings, it's everyone needs to experience having, and also the colon, you know, cleaning out the colon, because that's how, when we have all this fecal matter buildup, we can't absorb our nutrition properly. So it's just important. Like, you know, they say maybe like 3-4 times a year to just go in and do a 10-day deep cleaning of the colon.
Oh yeah. And that's one of the Egyptian practices and focus is like the cleaning of the colon, you know, because you realize that's where you're pulling your energy from. You know what I mean? So if it's not clean, if there's no, you know, holes for the food to be absorbed into, right, then how it's just going to flow through your system. You're going to poop it out, and it's just wasted in the.
Yep. I just learned something. You know, most obese people are starving. They're actually in starvation.
Yeah, because they're used to eating stuff that chemically imbalances them. It's good for while they're eating, and then like, oh shit, I'm hungry again because I need minerals. But really, in a sense, it's the parasites talking like, hey, I want more of your food so I can grow, get more of this real estate of your body and take away your energy. Parasites are ancient, man. That's what they do.
Absolutely. I saw some close-up pictures. You don't want to look it's really gross, but we want to, you know, some of them are microscopic, so you don't always see them come out, but it's just important to be cleaning house. And, you know, our body is our temple. Like, this is our sacred, this is all we have right here. You know, what our purpose is to take care of this vessel. And, I find it incredibly fascinating to dive deeper into this. It's a never ending journey. And then connecting with people like you who know, you know, I love this, just the internet for being able to connect with different people in their healing journeys who know different things, and we can really come together and share, because, you know, people out there need to know what options are available, and, you know, that they don't need to suffer. And that happiness, we're not told that happiness is the way of being, because we're so surrounded with a, you know, just profoundly sick society. And you're almost looked at like a weirdo if you're happy, you know?
Dude, I mean, I just came here to Toronto, right? And like, I'm happy American guy, you know, I smile all the time, you know, I'll look you in the eyes when you're going down the street. It's weird. And sometimes I'll still do it, you know, like I'll be like, okay, this person, I'm going to open a door for him. I'm going to give him a chance to just kind of maybe reflect, you know. Yeah, receive hostility and stuff like that all the time. It's just funny, man. But sorry, I do that. We're going on tangent.
No, we need more happy people. We need more people cleaning out their gut, and because, you know, we're raising the vibrations collectively here. So, you know, if this resonates with you, I know you have a gift. You have as well. You have $100 to save on the program. It's, I think the ULT is. That's how I started the ULT. I think that's the best place for anyone who's looking to experience this. It's the best place to start. Yeah,
for sure. It gives you the biomedic. It gives you everything you need to start, you know?
Yeah.
And I think the biomedic's very important when you're first starting. Let's go ahead and clean that gut out. 6 weeks later, boom, 70% of that stuff gone. Now do a parasite cleanse or something, or just keep the protocol going and get rid of that stuff. 2 months later, whole new person even. Skin regenerate, elasticity. I mean, it just depends on what you want to put into it is what you're going to get back.
Absolutely. I say, you know, if you just want to add, you really want to maximize the benefits, follow the protocol, because they give a list of, you know, the best foods to eat while you're doing this. And that's the best results I've seen is people who stick to it the closest and who are consistent. But yeah, this is for everyone. Like, it is not for extreme health nuts. It's not for, you know, this is like, even if you're living the standard American diet right now, you can start by just adding in these superfoods. And like you said, when the parasites start to leave our body, we start, and when we start to heal our gut, because our gut is where our intuition is, it's where, you know, our happy hormones and everything, our hormones balance, that your cravings change. Like, what you want changes, and you don't even think about it.
You will start to crave carrot.
Yeah. Yes.
You will start to crave carrots.
You will start praising the carrot. Yes.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
Yeah. That's so awesome. Did you want to share anything else that's on your heart today?
Yeah. Let's talk about the Ormus a little bit more with the carrot.
Yes.
I kind of want to just, you know, because it's just like, this is a big deal, like this multidimensional things. And I want to use images so you guys can kind of like, you know, get it. And it might be kind of like out there and stuff at first, but like take in what you can, you know what I mean? Like, what is Ormus? It's the orbitally rearranged monatomic elements. They call it philosopher's stone or shoe bread or manna, M-state minerals, white powder gold. It's discrete atoms of just the single ones, and it's multidimensional. I keep messing the words up. Multidimensional matter. It's non-toxic, highly regenerative. It literally has like the tree of life shape in the molecule. anti-gravitational. It connects to different dimensions, frequencies of space and time. They appear as ceramic powders, not metallic. And this is what can give you stuff like these quote unquote powers of our pineal gland, you know what I mean?
Wow.
Of just tapping into the etheric field around us, the unseen energy healing and stuff like that. And so if you put these in your cells, you know, you're putting mana in there. And, you know, that's just it's going to heal you in a godlike way. I'll tell you that much.
You feel godlike. I mean, it's absolutely, you tap into, you know, I've never been actually it's interesting because I grew up super atheist to a point that was like almost like I want to say too atheist, because it was
right.
allowing for no room of imagination almost, you know? And, yep. But I swear I had godlike, I experienced God, you know. I'm you know, I don't know, you know, it's not like, you know, maybe from what like certain church or whatever, but it's like, it's a feeling and it's a consciousness. And
exactly. That's all it is, essentially, you know. That's all everything is.
Absolutely.
Go on though. I want to hear more. Your experience. I mean, if you have, did you?
Yeah, no, I love talking about this. It's not something I talk about often, but it's like you know, I feel when we heal our gut, it brings us into our connection to our self. You know, and I think that's the root of it was like connecting, because I was on medications before.
I remember, yeah.
Yeah, and many medications for my whole life. Since I was 10 years old, I've been on mind-altering medications. And I felt so disconnected in my body. And that's why I couldn't connect even with others around me. And so ever since I did this gut repair, I got off all my medications, by the way. I'm completely medication-free for 4 years now. And I felt so internally connected that you can't help but feel connected with everything around you.
Exactly. Yeah, because it allows you to feel the source energy in a sense, you know what I mean? Like Indian, wrong word but similar, culture, the gut is the feel center, and like there's a reason why there's so much emphasis put on the gut, you know?
Yeah. Wow. No, this, you know, and I feel like even Dave, you know, the owner, he had this download from source to create this. And I love hearing him share about it. I have it up on my YouTube. If you haven't seen it yet, I can send you. He really shares about how this came to be, how the download came to him. And, you know, I really feel there's like, he's been chosen to be a messenger of this. He doesn't even, he's like, he was kind of thrown in. He had no choice but to create this. Like, he's like, there was nothing, he couldn't not create what he had.
About time someone did it though. I tell you what, it's a dream come true, honestly. If you think about it, like, what if all the farms were doing what Dave's doing? All of them. Yeah.
And he's leading the way. He's showing the example, you know. Exactly. He doesn't want to do this alone. He's like, I don't want it's like, I don't want power. I don't want to be the only one. I want everyone to be inspired, you know. He wants people to ultimately, and so many of the Purium brand partners are, you know, we're earth healers. We're here with we've been called upon by a higher force to rise and to take charge, because, you know, even all of us, I don't know about you, I was introverted. You're an introvert too, right?
Yeah. I'm a little introvert here and there, you know. I mean, here I am live and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Got to be.
Well, when there's a message that's that important, you know, to share, it takes us out of that, you know,
that fake illusion of self, and then it brings you into like your higher self and your true meaning, kind of, you know.
Yes, exactly. And yeah, no, I think that it has, it's like we've been called upon. We're almost the reluctant leaders, you know. We're not people who necessarily set out as like, I'm going to be a leader. Like, you know, when I looked at leaders, I was like, I didn't really identify as like a leader per se for what, you know, I saw out there kind of thing. Cause I was always so introverted and shy. And, but is like, you know, when you grow up and you're like, no one's really taking care of like the planet here. There's so much.
Yeah. You start to see it more.
Yeah, you start to see it and you start to be like, I guess I got to do something about it, because, you know, we all have this role to play and we take responsibility now. And you know, I think people are waking up, and it doesn't matter if you're introverted or, you know, whatever, wherever you are on the spectrum, of anywhere, but like, we need all the voices to share about, you know, soil health and healing, our bodies by ourselves, you know, to step into the leadership first that starts within. It's the leadership of one's own healing, and then to share our stories, because that's how, you know, we're going to inspire everyone.
Absolutely. It's like the willingness to flick the first domino, or to be that ripple, you know, the initial ripple, you know, and then to see the ripple and domino come back around, and then to give it again, and then to see the society, I'll just say, grow, is what ultimately we're seeing now, and we're going to be seeing more in the future for sure.
Yeah. I just want to say, I love, I just have to say this before my phone's going to die, so I want to get this in. I love I love your organ, your pyramids. I'm obsessed. I'm going to be buying a few pieces from you, because I have my eye on a few. And I've really noticed the difference, since I have a few of your pieces already. And I really notice the difference in just the energy of the rooms that they're in. So I have it next to my bed, and next to the router for the internet. So I'm just, thank you for creating this.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you got to receive a pyramid and enjoy it, and, you know, kind of like let it do its work, just, you know, with you in the nearby area and stuff. So yeah, thanks. Thank you very kindly. But yeah, so I wanted to just, you know, tell people, you know, so the pyramids are the most powerful. They're going to send the energy through and through and through like a filter. The energy usually comes out the top. I like to put these, you know, line wires in them, so it has the perfect pyramidal, like conduction thing going on, because that's a property. And there's stuff to like put on your cell phone. I got stickers and charging plates for your glass of water or your fruit. It'll help accumulate the Ormus and life inside of it. I've got, you know, pendants of different types and stuff. And these are my super mini cell phone stickers that just go right on your phone.
Are you going to be able to come to our Canadian Summit? Because I'd love you to bring some pieces.
Yeah, is it gonna be in Montreal, or is it
Yeah, it's in Montreal, September 6th to 8th.
Okay.
I'll
let
send
me
you the
just write that
invitation.
down. Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll see if we can't make it out there.
Oh, I would love you to come and bring some of your pieces and do maybe a little demonstration, you know, little share about it and stuff, because I know how much you know, once you start healing, you know, everything, you start to open up to you
start to just attract what truly you deserve, you know what I mean? Like, which is more healing. So
yes,
the tools become more, you know, available.
Absolutely. Okay, well, before my phone dies, I want to give you a proper goodbye. I'm so grateful that you were able to come on today and share all this amazing information. I learned so many new things. I'm going to go look more. Like, just it's, you know, these words, like, some of the things may wash over, but like you said, they're like, it's planted, and now a seed is planted. So I hope that everyone, you know, got to learn something new today, maybe just a new word. Yeah, Kenrola.
Yeah, I was going to say just real quick, if you're watching this right now, right after this, just throw it on, throw Kenrola's Pyramid Meditation on, or the Ormus, just put it, go in the background. It'll get you, and you'll be like, what did you just say? And then you can just enjoy what Ken has to offer.
Awesome.
Let's go over this, or let's do a live, you know, again here soon. I'm gonna collect some more information and experiences from others as well, and we can you know, share again.
I would love that. Yes. And so for anyone who's interested in Curium stuff, we both have links. I would love to answer any questions. And yeah, like, this is a cheat code to like ultimate just feeling the best you've ever felt. So
yeah. It really is. And do yourself a favor and get yourself some Carrot Juice Plus as well.
It's a must. Absolutely. It's such a must. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sister.
I'll see you soon.
All right. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you, everyone.